played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff. The motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving. It feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, live August 16th, 2024 for YouTube, because they don't understand. It's another unique situation here as we bring you the second week, the Track Champion Series from Kansas Speedway. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and all season long, for the 9 weeks that we're going to put this on, VRX and the great group over there with Benjamin Richards, Mama Teresa, Brian Hennings, everybody there that puts it on. We're going to bring you flag-to-flag coverage with Admin Box and a variety of other people, Superior Performance. Yeah, well, here we go. The mile-and-a-half oval in the Midwest. It's been fun so far. Steven Aguiar is going to be on the point. He won last week in the Truck Series. I've been saying his name wrong all season for 2 seasons, so that's okay. It's quite all right. We'd like to wish him a happy 45th birthday while we're at it here from Kansas Speedway and everyone at Vspeed. And let's get you trackside now to get you on that grid, because I'm super excited to announce that right now. Starting on the pole here tonight, with a 31.500, it's Morgan Cook, Vspeed's very own, up on the front. Next to him, Jared Epker is going to start in second position, 76 hundredths of a second just behind him. Row number 2 is going to belong to Steven Aguiar. He's going to be in third position with Dakota Floyd in fourth. Fifth spot goes to Kyle Stewart, John Sanu in 6th. A lot of Orange Speed drivers up there in the top 10. Brian Hennings is going to start in 7th with Justin Ritchie, another Orange Speed driver, in 8th. And rounding out your top 10, it's Casey Ellis and Bruce Dudley in the number 21. Bill Daniels is going to start 11th position with Jeffrey Hunter in 12th. And then going on to 13th position, as soon as my overlays like to work there, it's Benjamin Richards. It looks like they've already started the race here for whatever reason. I'm not sure how far behind I was here for a moment, but let's take you trackside now. Apparently, they went from the backstretch. I don't know. I saw gridding and everyone hit the grid, so apparently I'm behind here. I'd like to apologize to everybody, but it looked like that was a one and done with 33 cars. I need a little more time to get through that grid. Steve Aguiar is on the outside of Kyle Stewart. They're racing for the top spot here. 41 down to the bottom. It's really going to be follow the leader on the outside here. And so the 8 takes over the lead officially, able to clear down the back straightaway. Remember, this was the driver that was able to take over right out of the gate. Very first race in the truck series. We're clean and green for 4 laps. A lot of turbulence back here in the middle of the pack. Wade Palmer to the bottom of the racetrack, gonna go by. Looks like John Hudson. So a little bit of movement there in the mid-pack. Still a lot going on here as they go around. The top 10 hasn't changed much. A couple positions back and forth. Again, there was a lot going on there to start this thing out. But the 41 has moved in front of your pole sitter, Morgan Cook. He's down 2 positions, down 2 for Jared Epker as well. He started in second. And then Brian Hennings, he's up 2 spots as he tries to chase down this top 5, and we have a yellow flag. Looks like the 46 of Christopher Barker is on pit road. So let's hit the replay button and see if we can figure out where that was. Yes, that would probably be it. Let's back it up a little bit more here. A big check up there. The 707, I don't know what happened here. But David Collins was completely checked up here through 1 and 2. Oh, there's another car stopped on the racetrack here. And Teresa Spiker gets a piece of that as well. I'm not entirely sure who that was, but Teresa Spiker gets destroyed right here out of the gate. 7 laps into the race. That happens about mid-pack there. And that might be the 15. We're going to go on board with the... Yes, that was the 15 of Jeffrey Hunter. So one more time here around. And this was about the 12th, 13th position. 21, hit the wall there. He got into the wall. The 21 ran up with him. And then, yeah, that everyone else just kind of piles in. And unfortunately there, Jeffrey Hunter, Christopher Baker, Edward Fiedler, Teresa Spiker all have massive damage here. And Steven Aguiar is going to be your leader. 7 laps in. I apologize again for not getting the grid here. Not entirely sure what happened. Things got a little bit behind here on Vspeed. You know, speaking of things getting behind, I just want to throw out there that recently the AI bots have taken over, and, well, everything with AI here on YouTube has, not just in YouTube, but in life, has been very augmented reality, in my opinion. They want to say it's automated reality, but there's a lot going on. And so if you see anything happen here on Vspeed, just know that it's always original and it's always at its best. We do our best here to put on a great show, and every situation is unique, as you can tell here. Even though you're seeing the same guy lead right now, don't be fooled. It could have a different outcome. The commentary is different every single week. In fact, last week, I got every single car through the grid, all 29 of them. So this week, I had 33 to deal with. We're dealing with a different pole sitter. We're dealing with a different race, a different car. And for the second time here today from Kansas Speedway, we're in the restart zone, back live and racing. Aguiar gets a great start. The 51 of Cook goes to the inside, gets around the 41 of Stewart. He's back one more spot closer to where he began this race, and it looks like he's trying to go back to the point. And he's on the right track right now as they come around this time by. Nearly identical lap times for the 51 to the number 8. Just behind him, Brian Hennings has picked up another position. He got around the 11 of Epker. The top 5 has changed hands. 44 back there. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. He has 2 last names, I was told, before this pre-race. And the 44 labeled on the outside in the 7th spot. He's moving up a few positions. He's gained a lot here, but it's going to be follow the leader. That's the unfortunate thing about this racing line at Kansas, is no matter what situation, when you're in the B car, you're running the high line, and dirty air is not your friend. Casey Ellis back here in 12th, riding the wall, got into it there. The 21 almost got into the back of him. Ellis still holds on. But he's still lost a couple positions with that move there. So now it's one of those situations, can he recover? The 48 goes by now. That's actually the 08 of Cedarius Purse. And he is, Pruce, actually. You be the judge. Cedarius, I said that right. I think it's Pruce. The 08, 15th position. Bruce Dudley just in front of him. So a lot of positions changing hands, things moving around. Morgan Cook trying to chase down your leader. He is very much in range. The top 3 have not, really, the top 5 have not changed hands. Position-wise, they're all within half a second of each other. This is close racing as they go into 1 and 2. So I'm very versed in getting around this Kansas racetrack. If you want to get a run on somebody, right there at that first dash line is where you're going to want to let off. And you don't want to follow that driver. You're going to ride that seam, get a little run here out of the exit. But you're going to have to get up on his bumper. That's the main thing. Get right up on his bumper to make him fail the entry. You got to put pressure on him. There it is a little bit, where he'll overshoot the entry thinking that you're going to overdrive it. You got to get right up on him. Put the pressure on the 8 car. It's really the only way to get around and pass somebody at this place. Kyle Stewart just behind. It looks like Epker brushed the wall. The 55 of Justin Ritchie is going to go by now. And just behind them, Dakota Floyd moving through this field as well. So wall riding here at Kansas, the daytime, that's what it does. Hennings has moved up to 4th spot now. He's on the charge. And see how he's running just a little bit higher than everybody else. He's not running that seam as early. However, he has to lift out of the throttle. Drove it in a little bit too deep there through 1 and 2. That is the number 74 that we're riding on board with right now. Dakota Floyd moves up another position to the inside of Epker. Epker having some major issues, and Morgan Cook's around. What happened to the 51? A look to the inside through 1 and 2, all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. And it looks like he just slid up a little too early, took out the leader as well. He was not clear. Right there, he wasn't clear, and it's an unfortunate situation. We'll go back one more time. We'll look at it from the blimp camera. Well, we would look at the blimp camera. Try this from a different place. Let's look at it from the tower camera. Actually, let's look at it from the nose of Steve Aguiar, rather. Just not quite clear. And drifting up to the outside for our first caution of the day. The 51, the 8 are out of contention. And here we go with pit stops. Teresa back out on the racetrack. 73 laps down here at the cone. Looks like John Hudson is going to be your leader. Brian Hennings, Dakota Floyd. So a little shake up here, 20 laps into this event, our second caution of the day. What we are going to do is take a quick commercial break. There's the schedule up on your screen. We didn't quite get through all of our B-roll, but there it is right there for our second week here on the 16th of August, and then it's going to go to the Gen 6 Cup cars on August 29th. But now that you know that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Track Champion Series live on Vspeed. More coverage is going to continue right after this.
played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving. It feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live from Kansas Speedway, John Hudson has taken over the point as we get set to go back green for the third time today. 22 laps out of 70. We're going back green at lap 23. The 3 car is going to lead them into turn 1 from the outside on the front row. Morgan Cook, Steve Aguiar on the last caution. Morgan Cook slides up into him. And Justin Ritchie gets a good start here. He's all over the back bumper as they dive into 1. What a great run here through 1 and 2. He's going to take over the point and 3 wide just behind him. And the 3 of Hudson, who stayed out on older tires, falls back to 7th, 8th, and now 10th position. Looks like another car in the wall, the 11 of Epker. And he's around. Sanu into the wall. Sanu trying not to lose control, and the yellow flag is out. Epker bounces off of a wall. I'm not entirely sure what happened to the 11 here. Let me go back and watch that one more time. Yes, he bounced off the wall, got into the 43. Looks like he's 3 wide, bounces off the 3 car with a little bit of net code, but was already in kind of a situation there. And so from Epker's perspective versus the 3 cars perspective, you just saw that there. I mean, they're 3 wide here. It's just a weird situation. Nonetheless, Justin Ritchie takes over the point. Looks like a few cars down pit road. Warren Cook getting service to his machine. John Hudson got some damage from that as well. Epker coming around for his 2nd round of repairs. Vince Henschel is also on and off here on pit road. We have 21 cars still on the lead lap. Actually, just lost that lead lap for Johnson New. Sedarius Bruce is also a lap down. He'll be the lucky pass position if we get that. But a lot of situations have changed here. Morgan Cook done for the day. Looks like Floyd gonna start on the outside as they double back up. Still a lot of racing left to be decided here. The 8 of Steve Aguiar still on the racetrack, but trying to get some of that damage repaired. And we haven't got a chance. He actually just fired the engine back up, so it sounds like he's getting ready to go back out there. We have an opportunity here. We're going to take it. We're going to pull a driver up here into the broadcast booth. Starting on the inside is the number 55 of Justin Ritchie. Justin Ritchie, it's Bradley Cooper in the Vspeed booth. You got a copy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Well, you found yourself up here in the lead. You're up 7 spots here.
Heck yeah.
I know that overall it's not been the best situation. We've had a lot of wrecks here and problems for some of your teammates, and it's just been a weird scenario, but we're just about a third of the way, or just past a third of the way through this race. What's in store for us as we double up?
I don't know. We'll see. Dakota is on rights only on my outside here, so we're going to see if that can hold up, because if he can fight that loose, he might be in a pretty good spot here. He's a lot quicker overall than me, so I'm just going to try and run my race and hopefully end up in a good spot at the end.
Well, Justin, good luck out there, man. As we come out of turns 3 and 4, we'll see what you got in store for him.
I appreciate it.
Justin Ritchie, driver of the 55 Cheerios machine. Have to shout out Cheerios. Try to bail them out here. You know, they're not doing well in General Mills. Apparently Vspeed's going to get them back up on point. But here we go for green flag action. 4th time today. Great restart there. 2 tires did not work. Dakota Floyd spins the tires a little bit, and it looks like the 74 of Hennings is going to get in position. Not the best run out of the corner, though, and Hennings is going to give the spot back up as Dakota Floyd moves to the inside for the 2nd position. The question is, will he clear? It does not look like he will, and Hennings holds on to 2nd spot. Just by half a car, and now he does clear across the tri-oval. Oh, but up into the wall, over Sinton into turn 1. Almost over Sinton on the exit. '28 of Bill Daniels creeping into this picture as well. Daniels up 7 spots. Just behind him, Wade Palmer has gained 11 positions. TJ Cox is up 23. Remember last week, TJ Cox was Not in the Viagra car. Ah. Come on, guys. Come on. All right. That's enough of that. It doesn't happen very often here on Vspeed, but I just lost my train of thought. So here we go. 6th position with Wade Palmer. Cox was able to get around him. And even the back of the car. Not an HR. Oh, car through grass there. Not sure who that was. Julian almost into the wall. A little bit of a situation there for the 18. Able to recover. Let's go back on the replay and see if we can find out what happened here. Have to back it up a little bit more. Yeah. Here we go out of turn 4. Contact with the 41 of Stewart. So a little bit of a crisis averted, but Kyle Stewart is still within range. Julian could definitely catch back up to him. David Collins, who had problems very early in this race, back up to speed here. Almost got caught up in that lap 1 incident. And Justin Ritchie leading this thing by just 0.2 of a second. So we're past the halfway point. This is where we like to ask you here on Vspeed to find that volume knob, or, you know, on that smart device, the remote control, whatever you got. And let's get loud here for a few laps. Hear the sights and sounds on iRacing. So getting loud here, and that's actually presented by 29 Graphics. Did not have that up on the screen this week, but we will make sure to fix that as well. As 29 Graphics, a great supporter of Saturday Night Racing League, has signed on here for Vspeed. They've been a part of very excellent broadcasts in other series, but we now have them officially here joining us for every single broadcast. And Justin Ritchie still leading this thing. He's now led 19 laps in the 55, looking really good here. As we approach green flag pit stops, I was informed that we're going to go about 25 to 28 laps here with the 50% fuel tank. So the situation here now at 23 laps, we're in that spot where we'll have to hit pit road. Brian Hennings has clipped the wall a couple times, falling back to third. The top three hasn't changed too much since we took the green flag. PJ Cox again up that many positions, but running a little bit different line on the entry of 3 and 4. Deeper in the field here, we've got the 85 of Steven Shu. Haven't mentioned his name just yet. Starting in 29th position, he's up 14 spots. Into 15th right now. Looking pretty solid, but choosing that low line. There's the higher line, but a little extra on the brakes. Definitely want to move it up a lane here. Definitely an art form to try to run that high line. It's more of just letting off the throttle a little bit early and snapping back to it once you hit that first dash. It's a learning curve, but it can be possible. Dakota Floyd trying to change the position for the lead. He has a lap car in the way here of Sanu. Remember, John Snood picked up damage there earlier in this race. And they're still side by side as they go into 1 and 2, down all the way on the bottom of the racetrack. Floyd still not able to clear the 55. Good defense there from Ritchie for the position. Still on the point for the 55 as they go into 3 and 4. Is he going to hold on to it? Floyd buying nose out of 4. Dives it down to the apron. And Ritchie, for another lap, holds on. For every lap that goes by, this is another moment. It looks like we're right on the window of green flag pit stops. Wow, we have an opportunity. Right on board with Benjamin Richards. Yeah, we got a driver cam this week from the number 56. He's going to go to the inside for the 7th spot here. Is he going to get around Bill Daniels through 3 and 4? Doesn't look like it this time by, but still a lot of racing left to be done. As we hit the green flag pit stop mark, 41 of Kyle Stewart down pit road. 4 tires and a full tank of fuel is definitely the recipe here, as we're going to have 20 laps remaining. Might as well top it all the way off if you're going to take 4 tires. Justin Ritchie's still out there on the racetrack, though, has a teammate of Floyd. Are they going to come down pit road together, or is there going to be a little bit of strategy here? Richards just gets clear of Bill Daniels, and it's PJ Cox up into the top 3 as Dakota Floyd and Ritchie almost losing on pit road. That was close. We have to go back and take a look at that. I don't know that this worked exactly the way they planned it. Are they going to get penalties for this? They didn't get into each other. It looks like no penalties for the 55 or the 24, but somehow Dakota Floyd is going to win the battle out of pits. That's a close one there. Oh, the 41 of Stewart gets contact there. Not sure who that was behind him. Car in the wall back there. And looks like cars coming off of pit road here with Vince Henschel, Luigi Gonzalez also coming back out on the racetrack. PJ Cox exiting pit road. Brian Henning's back out there as well. Casey Ellis is going to come around for his 3rd lap lead. How long does he want to stay out here? He's going to come down pit road now. So Kyle Stewart is going to take over the race lead. He pits 2 laps sooner than Dakota Floyd and Justin Ritchie. However, this racetrack, like I said, the outside line is so much more dominant. It's going to be difficult, even with the 2 or 3 lap difference in tires for Floyd or Hennings or Ritchie, even Wade Palmer, to pass here in the top 5. I like what PJ Cox has going here for his much fresher tires in the top 5. However, that bottom line is just so obsolete when it comes to getting clear on the exit of these corners. I like where Kyle Stewart is here for the closing laps. 15 to go when they cross the stripe next time. And so a quick shout out here. We'll put them up on the driver camera, but on the right-hand side of your screen, our race control for this evening. That's Connor Gordon up in the high tower. He's had a few reviews here today. Working hard. It doesn't have the broadcast up tonight, I don't believe. Oh, he did. Was that a dab? I'm not even sure what that was. But he is a part of this every single week, and a little bit late here, had to help the neighbors, but he is here just in time for tonight's broadcast. So I'd like to thank Connor Gordon for being a part of this as well, as Kyle Stewart continues to race around this racetrack. Let's see if we can find a closer battle. Well, there's a lot of racing going on back here, but unfortunately it's not for position. You have the number 3 of John Hudson. And what appears to be mislabeled, no, it is not mislabeled. That's the 32 of Greg Pillar. He's currently in the 9th spot. Started back in 20th. So he's having a stellar day as well. Gained 11 positions. Biggest mover of the race, though, is still PJ Cox in the Viagra 05. I really feel like they did that on purpose to me here. Unfortunately for PJ, he is losing a ton of ground. This top 4 has left the field. They're all right in a row. And it is Kyle Stewart, Dakota Floyd, Justin Ritchie, Brian Hennings for the possible win here. Well, here we go with 11 laps left. I told you I liked where Kyle Stewart was, as long as he doesn't hit the wall. That's his main focus here. Even though Floyd and Richie Hennings, they're all going to get a big run. Here comes Floyd to the inside. He can still play defense here. He has to do it right, though. He has to back up his corners a little early, and he makes a mistake here through 3 and 4. That's going to allow Floyd to get by. He has to play another defensive strategy. 2 out of the 3 cars trying to pass the 41 right now are all teammates. Hennings is going to be the last one to line. Looks like Richie hits the wall there. And just clear of the 41 is the 74 of Hennings. Does he have anything for him? Floyd with the freshest tires of all 3 of these cars in the top 3. I want to say a few shout outs here to some new names that I have not mentioned here tonight. I believe that's pronounced Reen Hasp. Then back in the 22nd position. Still up 5 from where he began this race. But it hasn't been the best of situations. I know a lot of people out here that felt like the race could have went better. That's the 10 machine right there of Greg Spiker. Greg started in 24th, still up 3. However, it's just one of those races where you have to follow the leader, and it's utter chaos. Bobby Kyle to the inside of the 32 of Greg Pillar. Currently back in 20th position here for the 777. And as we approach 5 to go, we'll go through a few more drivers that we have not mentioned yet here today. Bruce Dudley, we got a glimpse of the 21 there for one of the cautions after, I believe it was a car into the wall, not the fault of the 21, but Bruce Dudley goes around in the 16th spot, down 6. Most positions lost here tonight, though. Unfortunately, that honor goes to Steven Aguiar, who started in the 3rd spot here today. Five laps to go when they cross the stripe. Dakota Floyd on the point. Justin Ritchie, Brian Hennings, top 3, pulling away. 1.3 seconds now. Back to Kyle Stewart, who was leading after the green flag pit stops. Does not look like Stewart has anything left to catch back up as he continues to lose ground. Now, another 0.3 of a second there to the leader as they came around that time by. Well, this race almost looks like it's entirely wrapped up unless we get a yellow flag. And it looks like Dakota Floyd has to navigate some lap traffic here. That's the 95 on the inside there. As Jordan Ludlow he's going to go down another lap here. 12 laps now. For the 95, Greg Spiker retires from the event. Now, I just want to establish here that Greg Spiker took an early exit to this event. And it looks like Teresa Spiker, who is currently in the 24th position, is now even on laps down with Greg Spiker. And because Greg Spiker left this race, she's going to gain a position on the white flag. I just want to throw it out there, Greg. But out of turns 3 and 4, for the final time here today, Dakota Floyd is going to be the second week victor. There you go. And everything has been moved here on the new overlays that have been designed, so I apologize. Dakota Floyd is victorious. Justin Ritchie, Brian Hennings, the top 3. And Floyd with the strategy, the call. Up and down pit road during those cautions. He's going to be victorious for week number 2 of the Track Champion Series. Post-race interviews with your top 3. Final results right after we take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Kansas Track Champion Series presented by VRX on Vspeed. We'll be back.
I played a couple of simulators and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving. It feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live from Kansas Speedway. We have concluded the second week of the Track Champions Series. 70 laps here today. And the final results up on the screen. Dakota Floyd is going to be victorious here today with Justin Ritchie and Brian Hennings in the top three. Kyle Stewart, who came out on pit road during those green flag pit stops, he's going to finish fourth. PJ Cox, the biggest gainer of the race, up 23 positions. He's going to get a top five. Wade Palmer in the 43, sixth spot with Bill Daniels in seventh. Julian Conde is going to finish 8th with Greg Pillar in 9th. And then it's Casey Ellis to round out the top 10. In 11th spot, it goes to Benjamin Richards. Excellent position for him here tonight. Started back at 13th, but gained 2. It's going to be the 25 of Vince Henschel in the 12th spot. David Collins, 13th. Stephen Shue in 14th. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez in 15th position with Bruce Dudley in 16th. Sidarius Prus in 17th. John Hudson, tough break for him. He was up in the top 5 a little bit there for today, and he falls back to 18th. John Sanu, another tough break in the 86th, 19th here today. And Bobby Kyle will round out your top 20. 21st goes to Reen Hasp in the 07 with Jordan Ludlow in 22nd. Teresa Spiker 23rd. Stephen Aguiar in 24th, and that's really unfortunate for him after starting in 3rd. Greg Spiker 25th. Left early, lost 2 spots. Edward Fiedler is going to go 26th position. Warren Cook 27th. Jared Epker, another tough break in 28th. He started up in the top row. And Morgan Cook, the biggest break of them all, he lost 28 positions here today. Well, it's unofficial here. I had Tony Richards there in 30th. I'm not entirely sure she started or not. Douglas Johnson. There's a few cars here that show my time escorting. They started the race, but started from the pits and never. Jeffrey Hunter. So I would say Tony Richards, Douglas Johnson. Yes, they did run laps. Jeffrey Hunter had problems very, very early in this race. And then Christopher Barker is going to round out your 33 cars on this field. But that brings us to our post-race interviews. We're going to start with our third place finisher, and that's Brian Hennings in the number 74 machine. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, we have soundboard back in this channel. I have no idea why.
I'm sorry, I was trying to turn it off.
Yeah, it's okay. But here we are tonight. Brian, you were running up there in the top 5, that green flag pit stop on and off pit road. It looked like you had the line figured out, but this racetrack was just so tough to pass.
Yeah, I mean, we all said it all week, trying to get practice. It's so slick, it's hot, and it's really hard to do anything other than ride the wall. So we all knew it would be pretty hard to pass, and I was just trying to get pit in and out, and was pretty decent on that. But that last pit, where Justin and Dakota and I all came in, I was a little bit behind him, and I just burned him up trying to catch him. And at the end there, I just, I saw Dakota just kept pulling away. So I'm like, yep, just burned him up too much.
It's a really easy racetrack to use too much of your stuff, and it's hard to judge if you're doing it, especially when you're out front or you have clean air. Brian, you had the car that probably could have finished in first, but how difficult is it here to just get by one car and actually use up whatever you had left?
It's hard, man. Like I said, you just you go into a corner, you think you're gonna make it, and then all of a sudden the wall's getting closer, and anytime you're trying to go down lower, yeah, you might get a little more speed and might be able to pass, but you're just chewing up the tires, and you just end up washing up. Like I felt bad watching Morgan wash up right in front of Aguiar when he went for the pass, and that just kind of just shows how hard it is to pass here. So I was just kind of content with just riding the top line, and where I finished is where I was going to finish because I didn't want to wreck somebody trying to pass them.
Well, outside of that, you finished in the top 3. We got you up here in the booth. I know that you got people back there at VRX and, supporting you every single week. I'm glad I got you up here for this week. Shout them out.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Obviously, Vspeed on the broadcast. I can't wait to go back and watch it. Should be a good show as always. Obviously, yes. Thank you all my teammates in VRX, Robert Stanners for letting us continue to put on these fun shows and using you guys. And thank you to David Collins and Benjamin Richard for coming up with this idea of, this track combination and mixing the cars. Thank you to Teresa for all the help that she's been doing, and just everyone else at BRX. It's been a very fun group to be a part of. And shout out to all my friends that might be watching, and wife and daughter. Love you guys. And hi, Paul Cannon, and hi there. I'll say it on the radio. Turd Nugget.
Wow. He called Turd Nugget. He shouted that out. I'm not sure what that means.
I'll tell you later.
All right. Well, outside of that, thank you for your time. 3rd place finish here. I know that helps you out tremendously here in the points, and I know that there's still a solid 7 weeks that we have to do this, and another 5 different car combinations that we haven't touched yet.
Well, no, it's the same, but yeah, well, I mean, it's going to change
it's the
tonight.
same, but it's going to be
yes.
It's
yes,
a different combination. We
right.
got so much going on here.
I'm looking forward to the Gen 6 next week.
I'm excited as well. Thank you for your time, Brian.
Thank you, Bradley.
Ryan Hennig's 3rd place finisher here tonight in week number 2. That moves us up 1 more spot to our 2nd place finisher, Justin Ritchie, who was just sharing a live, and I canceled it.
That's okay.
That's what I do. I cancel lives.
It wasn't important.
No, it was important. You got 2nd place here today.
Heck yeah. Better than I expected. We'll take it.
Justin, I know that the race panned out in your favor. You gained you gained 6 spots. So maybe qualifying didn't work out. I came in there into the channel and was like, hey, this is what you need to do. And you were like, I don't agree with it. It didn't work, but it worked out later in the race.
Oh, heck yeah. No, I just don't know how to drive fast, mainly. So your qualifying advice was great. I just didn't know how to execute it.
Well, this is a weird place because when you're on that outside line with the dirty air, we saw it a lot here tonight. You get up too close to that wall on the entry, and then once you get back to the throttle where you normally hit your mark, you end up hitting the wall because of that car in front of you. It's very difficult to get around this place.
Oh yeah, like if you're following within, like, I'd say 2 car lengths of somebody, it is super hard to judge where to lift off and get back to throttle until the car actually rotates. So this is a super difficult track, super good track choice by VRX for showcasing all of the abilities of everybody here.
Well, not just that on the abilities, but the different car and time of day combinations that we're going to encounter. We have the trucks, we have the Gen 6, of course we had the B car here tonight, but then we're going to run them at the evening time, which you and I both know that's going to be kind of a progressive racetrack, right?
Oh yeah, it's going to in the B car, it's going to be flat all the way around if it gets to night, and it's going to be awesome.
And then, we're running at night where it's dark from the start. And that racetrack is going to be a lot faster, but it is just one of those, it is a driver's track, and you have to pick and choose what you do when you do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It is. I started off doing ovals and stuff, and I hated running Kansas because the wall is like glue. You touch it once and you're stuck to it for a lap. But as I've learned how to drive around here, it's growing on me. That's for sure.
I'm excited to see the next 7 weeks here, Justin. One more question for you before we let you go. There is so much going on here with the Cheerios, and you have to shout them out. I know that there was some talks because General Mills or is it Betty Crocker? I'm not even really sure what Cheerios is sponsored by. What company owns them? You got Hamburger Helper. This is the petty card. Go ahead and shout them all out.
Yeah, hey, shout out to whoever made this decal. I just got on Trading Paints and thought it was funny. So big shout out to Cheerios. Wouldn't be here without them. Definitely welcome to a sponsorship if they want to contact me in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, hey, I'll be good for the brand. That's all I'm going to say.
He got him some TV time, so I'd have to say that that's pretty good for his side of things. And Justin, appreciate having you up here in the booth, taking time with us here on Vspeed. And I am I'm slurring words. I'm talking in cursive at this point. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. See y'all next week. Appreciate y'all.
Justin Ritchie, second place finisher here tonight in week number 2, and that brings us to victory lane. Dakota Floyd, I'm not as drunk as I sound, I promise. I'm as professional as it gets. I don't know why I'm having such a struggle with words. Tell us how you won that race.
Tire saving, and keeping it off the dang wall.
Yeah, the wall was definitely not friendly to anybody here, and that's kind of the product of the B car.
Absolutely. It was, man, it got way more tight than I was anticipating throughout the night. That's for sure. And honestly, it felt worse on the 2 tires. I thought it was going to get better, but it kind of was a lot more tighter than it was in that latter half.
You started behind your teammate on the second row there. The start of the race probably didn't go according to plan. You lost a few positions. You worked your way back up through it. What was your call there that put you back up front? Was it pitting later? Was it just a situation of, I know that these tires are falling off, I'm going to stretch it out? What was the call there?
So when we went under yellow there and the tires were probably about 15, 20 laps old, I decided to put rights on only. That put me back up to start on the front row. And then it was just managing from there. And then I just ran tank to empty on that going to the last pit stop, and thankfully didn't biff it into Richie going into pit road, because man, that was terrifying. And just having the best tires at the end of the race.
Well, outside of that, the 24 Castrol Supra is back up in the Vspeed booth here. I got to talk to you there at the tail end of the QSR season, and the B car, it seems to favor the 24 team.
Yeah, I love this car, especially now that they adjusted all the setups to make it drive different. It's not as tight anymore most of the time. Here, it's a little different story. It's a hot track, but I know they've made the sets a lot looser than they used to be. But I really enjoy this car. This is very much a car you can drive into in the long run, and I much prefer that.
Well, Dakota, I know you got them behind you. Go ahead and shout them out. We got you up here for week 2.
Well, shout out the teammates first and foremost, and the league. Well, let's start with the league. Thanks, VRX, for putting this on. Great idea. Love the concept, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. The racing has been great so far. Shout out teammates for sure. John, Justin, Kyle, Morgan, Sean. I know he's not here, but all the Orange Speed 16-1 guys. Shout out to everybody watching. It's awesome to have fans out there watching the races, put a show on for everybody, and shout out to all my family and friends that watch the broadcast and support me week in and week out that I do this thing. And
Outside
shout out to you,
that,
Koopa, in the broadcast. Sorry,
there
I
you-
almost forgot. Yeah, almost forgot. I got you at the end there. Just a little hook.
And I was gonna cut you off before you did it. That was my plan. You don't have to thank me. This is a thankless position. I get paid to be here, buddy. I promise you. You don't have to thank me.
Regardless if you're paid or not, the broadcasts are always awesome, and We appreciate you having so much passion into doing it.
Well, I was a little behind on the grid here tonight. I want to apologize to everybody that, well, I'm losing my voice. You know what? We're going back to 7 days a week. Days that end with Y here on Vspeed. So I can't wait to get that teed off and put broadcasts together for you guys. I love watching this stuff, and phenomenal race. Again, thank you for, all of the high praise, but I'm just a guy doing a thing for some great people. So it really is. It comes down to you guys out there on the racetrack. Without you, I am nothing. I'll be talking to myself.
Well, it's thanks all around for everybody.
All right. Well, Dakota, we look forward to next week when we go to the Gen 6 cars, and then, the week after that when we hit that transitional track from late evening to the nighttime.
I'm super excited.
All right. Dakota Floyd victorious for week number 2 here from, I would call it the Track Champion Series presented by VRX, Admin Box, and Superior Performance. MTR also involved. A lot of people that put this on and made this happen. I believe it was another name that I didn't even know. I think it was Collins that was thrown out there. Benjamin Richards, quite a few people that thought this thing up, but a lot of people made this possible. I hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. And of course, all week we've been prepping and putting this in our minds. Vspeed's going to bring you flag to flag coverage for the next 7 as we get ready for very, very transitional racing. But we have one more left in the Gen 6 cars in the daylight. Hope you can tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 70 laps here from Kansas Speedway. And it will be a unique performance, YouTube. I promise you. As we wrap up, what could be a great daytime event, we'll go on to the late evening to nighttime transition, and then a full night schedule for the final 3. Let's put that schedule up on your screen. Of course, this all ends on the 4th of October. But for everybody here at VRX and Vspeed, Adam Baker, who does all the things in the background to make this look pretty, Eddie Smith, Morgan Cook, Logan Threlkel, Christian Hill, our other producers, actually have, I believe it's DJ as our newest addition that we'll be bringing here on the broadcast booth. This is Bradley Cooper telling you to have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the very first Saturday Night Racing League Challenger Series. Until then, take care, everybody.
Happy birthday, Aggie.